Everyone. Well, it's extremely exciting to be back in India. I had the good fortune of having been in India back in 2003, 2004 as we were getting BlackBerry going in this country, and it's incredible to see how far the country has come and as well BlackBerry, and we'll talk a little bit more about that today. You know, I've had the good fortune of having been at RIM for 14 years before we actually even brought BlackBerry to market. And you know, when we look at why we created BlackBerry and what it's all about, it's about the experience. You know, there's so much technology, and we're in such an exciting industry at such an exciting time, and in this country such an exciting time given everything that's happening. But oftentimes that technology and some of the speeds and feeds take really the precedence over what matters most. It's the experience. BlackBerry is all about the experience. And you know, really by staying focused on that, what we've been able to do is build a community of 77 million subscribers worldwide. 77 million worldwide. You may not hear that with all the noise in the industry today. Everything talking, you know, various prognosticators talking about what's happening in the industry and who's going to win, who's going to lose, and a lot of the noise. 77 million subscribers globally on BlackBerry today. It's by staying focused on that experience, and it's by really equipping people with the end-to-end integrated experience that allows them to tell their story, to build their story. You know, whether they're building their life, building their career, building their family, building their community, or building their country. You know, BlackBerry is the tool to help people in all aspects. So whether it's a homemaker that's running the family, whether it's a business person trying to start a small business, a micro business even, whether it's somebody running a global multinational, whether it's a young teen trying to keep up with their friends and everything happening in their world, BlackBerry is there. They're all part of the 77 million stories. They're all part of that community of people that wake up every morning and reach for their BlackBerry and rely on their BlackBerry. That's what we stay very, very focused on at RIM. The other thing that we've really done since the last time I was in India is make sure that we build out our global footprint. So we're in 175 countries now around the world. We've really worked hard on that. We've brought BlackBerry to almost every corner of the earth because there's been demand. People are looking for that experience, and we've made sure that we continue to deliver it and stay focused on the customer. So there's a lot of positive things happening. When we look at what we do today, you know, you may have heard that as part of the changes that we're going through as an organization, we're getting very customer focused, very customer centric. And we were looking at it in the context of really 5 different audiences, 5 different markets. And when we look at it, you know, we're looking at the consumer and how do we make sure that consumers are getting what they need from the BlackBerry experience? You know, relying on BBM, the social media integration that has taken all of the emerging markets by storm on BlackBerry, making sure we're giving them the apps that they need as well. We've got our enterprise customers, you know, our heritage, our legacy, where we really built the entire BlackBerry base from, that we're making sure that we focus on and continue to serve. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that and how we're going to serve them even better as we move forward. We've got our application developers, and we've done tremendous work and are investing heavily in this area, and we've seen that benefit in India in particular in terms of our small, medium business customers as well, and nowhere is that more important than here in India. Being powered, being fueled, the economy here by those small businesses, by micro businesses that we'll talk about. And finally, we've got our channel partners as well, our retailers, our operator partners that have really strengthened the ecosystem. You know, one of the unique things about RIM is the way we align with our partners. You know, we take an approach of partnership, and we believe that working together is going to be better for the customer and for everybody in the value chain. You know, we do not look to own it all end to end, to try and dominate as some of the players in the industry do. We believe that success lies in partnership and alignment. We remain committed to that, and that's something that I think we've excelled at versus many of the competitors. Of our demise have been greatly exaggerated. You know, if you look at the numbers, they're incredible. You know, there's been these rumors around the BlackBerry market shrinking, right? And the growth is there. You can see the growth. You can understand the growth. Our application ecosystem is growing. Over 2 billion apps downloaded at this time. BlackBerry does applications. I want to make sure everybody understands that because it's something that, you know, has not really been well understood. And it's profitable. It's profitable for application developers to be on BlackBerry. You know, and what I'm most proud of is the fact that with the application development ecosystem, what we've been able to do is help small businesses, help single developers in India, in Indonesia, in South Africa, in the Middle East, go global overnight. Developers can go global overnight with BlackBerry. They're able to get their apps out to 100 countries, millions of users, that community of 77 million subscribers we talked about. That is what we're delivering for application developers, and that's extremely exciting, and we've seen that growth here in India. When we talk about the ecosystem, we talk about the development platform as well, it's important to understand what we're doing. And what we're doing is making sure we embrace all of the open tools that are out there today. I'm sure you've all heard of HTML5, and again, our industry is great at talking about, you know, the technologies and what it means, but what does it really mean? It means we're able to free people from the barriers of having to create an application for every single OS that's on the market. That is huge, and if you think about it, that is where the industry will naturally go. HTML5 allows somebody to create an application and run it across multiple OSs, across tablets, across smartphones, across desktop. And it's something that we have delivered on our BlackBerry 7 devices, and as well our playbook, better than anyone in the industry. We're committed to the movement around HTML5, and we're driving it. We're supporting developers in that way, because this is the right direction for the industry. It allows a developer to go and create an amazing application that can be rendered across a number of platforms. It allows an enterprise to go create an application that can be rendered across a number of platforms easily, without having to do redevelopment, without having to learn a separate set of tools, a separate set of code. This is tremendous. This is huge. HTML5 will help us redefine the application development space globally. And we're on the leading edge of that right now. You know, you can see that we have native development kits. We have, you know, support for Android on Playbook. We have a variety of options, really, if you look at it, to cover the gamut of tools that developers use. But I would tell you, as we look globally, HTML5 is taking the world by storm, and something that will free developers, you know, from the shackles of some of the proprietary tools and dominant platforms that are out there today. You know, enterprise, as I said, is something that we've been, you know, very focused on from a legacy perspective. You know, it's where we really birthed BlackBerry, delivering that first experience, taking a whole bunch of disparate components at the time, you know, email, wireless networks, bringing it all together, putting the security elements in place. And it's something that we remain extremely committed to. And there's two things that I think are very important in terms of our enterprise story and what we're doing. And I think they're telling in terms of where the market is today. The first is really around cloud computing. So we've taken the BlackBerry Enterprise Server and moved it into the cloud with the help of Microsoft and part of their 365 services. That is something that we're very committed to and continuing to further. So BlackBerry in the cloud. This is great for anybody that doesn't want to run their own environment. As we see more and more businesses, both small and large, government as well, in some cases, move to the cloud. That's been a huge development and something that I think is helping serve our enterprise customers well. The other major development is a commitment to our customers in helping them, you know, really embrace the world of bring your own devices. You may have heard this BYOD in terms of another great acronym our industry likes to throw around. What it means is people are purchasing their BlackBerry, their Playbook at retail and bringing it into the company, into the organization. Whereas, you know, previously, these things have been deployed by the IT organization inside large companies. And so with this movement, what we've done is open the BlackBerry tools and created a new tool called BlackBerry Mobile Fusion that actually supports not only Playbook, BlackBerry, but also iOS and Android devices. So now we're helping all enterprises deal with the influx of any device, right? Making sure that they can deal with it appropriately, manage it, secure it, etc. These are the kind of things that we're doing as we're very customer focused on what the enterprise needs. We talked about those audiences, right? And looking at what the enterprise needs, BlackBerry Mobile Fusion and its ability to go cross-platform and help companies deal with people that are purchasing devices at retail, or even if they want to deploy them corporately, is really the answer to that. And it's extremely exciting. We've seen some phenomenal take-up on that product just in the last month that we launched it. So I'm extremely excited about that product. I think it's a massive move for our company to embrace cross-platform, obviously, and be able to support the iOS and Android devices. And so it's a big move for us as well, and it's what the customer needs. We've been listening to the customers, and we've delivered what our enterprise customers need, which is This is a great time to be in India. This is a great time to be in Southeast Asia, in Africa, in South America, in terms of some of the things that are happening in the world and the way the economies are growing. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, it's just a world of opportunity out there, and there's so much change so quickly. But a lot of the barriers that were there in the past have also dropped, right? So now we can help developers go global overnight. I mean, that's extremely exciting, and that was something that couldn't be done in the past. As we look at it, there's a couple different trends that are happening in emerging markets that I think are helping, really in explaining the take-up in BlackBerry. Across a number of countries in Southeast Asia, Africa, India, in South America, the Middle East, we're seeing incredible take-up on BlackBerry. We're seeing people reach for BlackBerry in a big, big way and helping them tell their story, build their life, build their career, build their business, their family as they go through it. And as we look at it, there's really a few things. One, I think, one of the trends that Sunil had mentioned that I think is going to be big that we're just delving into now is really around the finance side and the mobile banking side. And I think it's going to be a huge enabler, around micropayments and enable small businesses to be able to do online sales, but as well person-to-person sales and things that haven't been done before. And we're on the leading edge of that with some of our partners and some of the technology we put in the devices to enable that. Again, the technology is one thing, but the experience is ultimately what's there. The other big, big thing is really around the embrace of social media. So if we look at the embrace of social media across these emerging countries, it's absolutely incredible. And I think it speaks to the way that the communities really interact and stay tightly woven together, even when not in the same physical space. So this is really one of the keys, the social media, and the work we've done around the social media experience that has driven the dominance of BlackBerry in a lot of the emerging countries. BBM has been growing at a phenomenal rate and really enabling people to, keep in touch in a very easy and inexpensive way. We've got industry-leading integration with Twitter, with Facebook, and we've made sure that's something that people enjoy and can do easily on their BlackBerry. Do very, very easily. So it's an exciting time in the industry because the other part of this is that, I've been at BlackBerry RIM for 14 years and we've come a long, long way, 77 million subscribers. But you know what? 85% of the world's mobile phone users still use a feature phone. That's right. So we are very early in this game. Only 15% of mobile phone users actually have a smartphone. These are early days. We're right on the leading edge of helping a lot of people, particularly in emerging countries, move from their feature phone, their voice experience, SMS experience, into a world of smartphones. That first interaction with the internet, that first interaction with social media networks. What an amazing enabler. What an exciting time. We're here for the global launch of our next experience, of our next product. one that we've taken the inputs and our insights from emerging markets into. Extremely exciting time. So why did we choose India? Why did we choose India to launch this product from, this new experience? Many of you already know this, so I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but with the economy growing the way it is, with businesses coming up every single day, with the kind of attitude, the kind of motivation that is here today, it's absolutely incredible. And it's been epitomized in the adoption of BlackBerry. You know, as the country builds, as business builds, BlackBerry's been there to help people build their business as well. One of the key things is the youth, right? And so as we've looked at it, such a young country, great adoption of BBM and the social networks that we've talked about, we've seen that. Sunil mentioned it, you know, the youth are restless, but that's where we come in to help and to make sure that we're delivering a great experience, that they continue to stay in touch with their friends and family, no matter where they may be. They start to look at their career and their career options. They start to use the internet. They start to use applications. We're there to support them, and that's what we're doing with this global launch and with the BlackBerry experience in general. Extremely exciting time. So, you know, the other thing in India that's extremely exciting is the growth of these small businesses, right? And I can't think of a better example than those developers that we talked about, right? And looking at those developers, and it's incredible. You know, just a little less than 2 years ago, there were 4,000 BlackBerry application developers in India. Today, 30,000. Over 30,000 BlackBerry application developers in India. Just tremendous growth. But it's an enabler. It allows businesses to really put something out there and begin to, you know, create an industry around it. Create a global company. And BlackBerry's there to help. BlackBerry's there to help all of these small, medium businesses, all of these micro businesses, and we're doing it through the experience we provide. We're letting, you know, these businesses tell their story. We're providing the tools, the experience that they need, and this is an extreme area of growth and something I think that's just going to blossom globally as we provide the experience we'll be talking about today and beyond. To the 30,000 application developers in India today, again, up from 4,000 less than 2 years ago. It's absolutely incredible. We've been expanding our retail distribution in a big, big way, out there investing in the country, you know, making sure that we can stand behind our product and deliver a great experience right through the entire value chain. And we continue to do this. You know, we pick a few markets globally where we really focus in and want to make sure that we're a leader, and India is one of those markets. You know, it's such an amazing time here. And so that's something that we're committed to. That's why I'm here today. That's why Carlo's here today. We're absolutely committed to this market, and that's why you're seeing the global launch of our next experience, our next product here in India. The growth in the market is obviously, India's growing faster in terms of smartphones overall. So something, a major trend that we've been watching and something that we've seen in our own business as well. Really, as we look at those audiences, we see those audiences across the Indian landscape, and it's absolutely incredible. So I think, you know, in terms of what we're trying to achieve, it's a great intersection point with India. You know, we're on the early days and the leading edge of what's happening in the smartphone space. And India is in the early stages, really, of its growth on the global stage. And it's amazing what's been accomplished to date when you look at both the smartphone market and the Indian economy. But when you think about it, it's early days. We're just getting started. And it's amazing that BlackBerry and India could do it together. So I'm very proud, again, of our ability to be here today to launch the new Curve globally first here in India.